and last but nearly just whipped it all but nearly had an accident with me. Hello, welcome back to another episode of Formula 1 23. My team took the episode 53. So it's been quite a long season run for us, and I think definitely be proud to say that we made some good progress in terms of moving up in construction points and position and not rather position as well. We don't want to see much better season, of course, everyone do, but I think the season went in the right way. It wasn't like that back or something. It went in a good direction, and I think I'm very happy about it. So we obviously to be heading into Abu Dhabi, which is the final race of the season, and it's still like a close battle for multiple position, and I'm gonna show you through it. Before I'm gonna quick to get one quick one, which is I want the shortest point mostly, which is that or that. Right, I'm gonna do aerodynamic. We will get weekly sorted as well. So hopefully we should be able to put some more induction in. So when I talked about the closest one in terms of position wise, so obviously the tyre had one everything officially, so we got Liam 4 and Red Bull are close to each other now for P3. We've got Nico Hulkenberg, Piastri are about 10 points away from each other. We have the 3 and Nuki Tanona are about 2 points away from each other, and we got me along with Valtteri Bottas, which is about 6 points away from each other. But pretty much from where Nuki and all the way down to maybe Valtteri, it's pretty much 34 P11, I think. And I thought basically win, I basically did that. But in realistic sense, the way we performed is probably the closest one, and we obviously have 4 cars at no point, which is twice cars have expected that. Alpha Tower is quite bad, and Lancelot hat was really bad. And the construction standing is between, Aston Martin and McLaren are about 19 points away from each other, and me and Alfa Romeo are about, about 7 or 8 points away from each other, so we're still quite close, and we're still completing full P7 construction, and me and Val are completing P13 rather standing. So I think this season was a very much more better improvement from the rest of the thing, and I'm hoping that we can get a really good track on into Abu Dhabi to some loads of points we possibly can. Try to get money and shorted point as well. So before I head over to practice, please like, subscribe to the potato bar on, be very appreciated, and I hope everybody's really wanted it. And by the time the video released, it's way ahead of the Grand Prix of Abu Dhabi. The season is finished now, unfortunately, and all the Formula 1 fans out there, including me, are going to schedule not be able to watch any races for the next 5 months until February, the end of February, when the first day comes out, which is Spa Day. So obviously we've got a while to go, and I'm definitely hoping we stay to come back hard this next season, hopefully. So I'm gonna head over to some practice section, and I will do adaptation right now before I go into practice. I'll see you in qualifying. Right now I'm gonna get ready to connect on to qualifying, and here's a surprise. If you look at the bottom left right corner, yeah, my right corner, your right corner, well, there is a rain in Abu Dhabi. I don't think that ever happened in history. To Abu Dhabi is in a hot country in the desert and everything. I'm pretty sure there is no rain ever happened there unless freak weather happened or something. I don't know. But I need to check the internet to make sure I'm right, that there's never been a rain in Abu Dhabi. And so it's not all the way through, is right at the end. So we might not even get that unless there's a wet flat. It might have happened to be getting that end. So it's while we got rainy in Abu Dhabi, it's really the practice actually went quite well. Definitely feel in control with the car, which is really good for us. So we don't want that, we want to stick to this sorted point. So I'm going to take all of this now as an advantage it's already that it's possible. So the 100, I think area is much more important at this point than that 750, 600. That's a stupid, did not put that. So the bottom one is the cheapest one so far. That yeah, at 800. Yep, so that's the cheapest one in aerodynamic. So we got that. So now we got 7 part at least, along with 8 part at least. So that in total 15. So that means I need to do really well in those, and we could be sorted it well, and hopefully I'll be able to get all of it. I don't know, I should not bought the aerodynamic upgrade, I should have done that. Well, to be fair, I didn't even know we did get aerodynamic, I should have bought. I said, let's just wait until we find the upgrades, but that was on my part. So now we're going to be heading to qualifying it, and obviously try to do really well and get in a competition. Because obviously, as I spoke to him before we went to the practice, we obviously are in touch last advice with Alfa Romeo for P7 and me 30. I believe it's finally bought that for P13. So we need to try to do really well in this race. So before we go on, I didn't set that up. I need to change that. I remember I've been forgetting to change it, so we're doing that now to I remember it. I got my own set up in that one, and everything's fine. I think I'm gonna pop out. I think I'm doing it now, and I'll see you in the end of the first one. The first one, unfortunately, the time got deleted. So if you go out now, I didn't try to get that time back. I'm 1.21 point something. So I think we can find it, but it obviously got deleted. Yeah, we can't find it, it got deleted, unfortunately. And that start though, because I didn't. It was the one the part where it landed on all the with the car and qualifying in this season, or the end of the season, really. So that was the part where I need track limit in what they call it, track time and limited deleted. So I'm gonna pop out to try again, and I'm not sure if I should. I think I should put a new one to the 0.2 touching off. So that obviously really good. So make sure it's perfect. Well, I'm thinking I'm gonna pop out. I'm gonna do my touching on and make sure I don't get the time deleted. I think I'm gonna go early while it's still fresh air. Or I can do 2 Lund. But I don't really think that ideal to do 2 Lund, I think. So I'm gonna pop out now, and I'll see you at the end of this touching one. That's one really well. Just we have purple, so that's obviously really good. And the first 2 stuck to with green, but I did have Delta time in red, so it wasn't really that fast enough. But we managed to get up to P4, so we're gonna keep an eye on some of the drivers that we need to be concerned about. So pretty much all the way down, like next to the Porsche palette down there. So there's drivers on there who are likely to overtake me. Is power possibly value though. I'll hold it, but I didn't get the time done. Oh, we did already. Right, we P8, which is good. That video show how fluidly, I feel, with the car, which I'm very happy about. It's obviously in Abu Dhabi. Ja, man hier wat of a simple twat, but it can be quite complex between two alpha structure to basically structure 3 earlier, where it gets a bit difficult, but obviously if you over-extrapolate, you can have a bit of an issue with that one. The Porsche is unfortunately out and fouled that one out the manual now, so I got a chance to actually starting point, but it needs a bit unlikely due to how all the car, like Aston Martin, the Alpine, they both are pretty much the only one that's closest to me are much more quicker than I am. But that first one quite well actually. We were P5 or 6, not the P11, because obviously it's the one done by. But I'm quite pleased. So we keep on this same one, and I'm quite pleased how it turned out. Obviously, it wasn't as good as I finished at like P8 in the last in the second one, and in the two what I finished in P8 or P9, we don't already, but P11 still good. But it's not the P13 to we're be at this point we're out of the Tuesday, we out in 2-2, so I'm gonna go out now. I finished my second one in the, where I'm at right now, P13. Yeah, I did not improve the time at all. I think I messed it up in the last, but before the last corner, I messed that one up, unfortunately. So I will be out of 2-2, unfortunately. So I don't know where I'm gonna be. I think P13 still good actually. If I get a good jump, like a good start, should be able to maybe reach up to P11, beat both Aston Martin, Nathan Washington of course. But I think I'm quite pleased of how it turned out, but obviously it's still quite, I mean, nothing about maybe 7 cars. I think about 5 cars are the one that I'm liking might be able to tap. So basically from where I am up to the New Owner area, those might be the only cars that can actually try and challenge.
So here we are, ready to go racing for one final time this year. Another season of victories, controversies and rivalries lies in our wake. And just one challenge remains, here in the United Arab Emirates, on a circuit that made its spectacular debut back in 2009. Welcome to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The drivers will be racing here at the Yas Marina circuit through 16 corners and a lap distance of around 3.28 miles. There are a few opportunities to pass with long straights and DRS zones in 2 places, so plenty of close racing, then plenty of speed and plenty of drama to be found in the laps ahead. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and starting next to them is George Russell. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Verstappen, Sainz, Perez, Hülkenberg, Gasly, Tsunoda, Ocon, the owner driver, Stroll, Albon, Liam Lawson, Bottas, Théo Pourchaire, De Vries, Joe, Magnussen, Hughes, Oscar Piastri, and Logan Sargent. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. And with me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson.
And they can do it for sure, as long as they don't dwell too much on the position. At the end of the day, there's only one way to go racing, and that's to give it everything you've got. Either your best is good enough to stay in the hunt, or it's not. There's no point giving any less than 100%.
Now, getting ready to track on to the final race of the season of Abu Dhabi, and it's going to be quite competitive, I think, because obviously we know about the bot that and we are completed for P13, and for P7 we complete with alfa Romeo, so I need to show some points to be able to, just in case, because obviously Val needs to be started behind me, but I still know things always change over time in the race. Plus, we do have a rain coming in late on in the race, so I don't know whether it's going to be like raining in terms of getting into my tyre or wet tyre, or it's just like literally where you actually need to buy a slim tyre. So I think that I'm waiting to see what needs to happen. So everybody has lined up to the race, and I'm going to be making sure I get a really good start and try to get a good play. At least 5 race live, and it is away we go with 1-2 on the stadium, with Charles Leclerc leaders from the long thing, and Lando Norris has overtaken both live at the stadium, and I'm literally like to just try and get a really good start off the P1, but Charles did still really well on the defense to be able to retain the position back from Lando Norris, and we're back onto my POV, where I tried to see if I can dive down the inside, but I thought play a small, play a long game, but I moved up 2 positions up to P9, which is I'm quite happy about. But we know McLaren, which is Hülkenberg behind me, are a lot more quicker than I am, but I still think, okay, all I have to do is try to hold it, and I think what I'm going to do, dive down the inside, made a move, and we got Levi behind me with Nick the Free, and I believe his album was included in that fight as well. But Nick the Free couldn't hold on to that position, and we unbought Lucy Tonona, who had made a move on Lance Law, but Lance Law defense really went for like a beaten leap down the inside, taking back his position. We're back to my POV, up to P8, as you know, I overtaken Ocon while I dive down the inside. Holton, but also follows with me, which is we don't really put on that defense place where Ocon couldn't really make like a clear defense onto me. So he has to back away where Hulkenberg went through quite easily, but he follows through, and we obviously now got to be chasing after Pierre Gasly. But I don't really think it's likely for me to catch the Pierre Gasly, so about a couple of seconds later, we actually still managed to hold on to Pierre Gasly, but Gasly is still quicker than me, and you're both with Hulkenberg on McLaren, and he just blitzes by. I deployed everything, but Hulkenberg managed to get by me quite easily, and we know that McLaren are really hard in performance is hard. They clearly favour to actually be in the podium initially and pretty much all season long, because that's what they've been like all season long. And I'm not bothered, because I'm still in points. Right now I'm having 2 points, and we've got Ocon behind, so if we lose Ocon we have 1 point, but Lance Law, he hasn't short any points all season long, and I know I'll be able to pull away from Lance Law, but behind Lance Law is Nick the Free, and I know he's going to catch up quite easily, but we know that I'm not going to bother about that. I'm focused on to where I'm right now in lap 4, and Ocon actually going down on the inside. I braked early so I can get that DRS touching point, so I can use it on Ocon. I tried to do a switchback move, I couldn't pull it off, but it was too tight. So I thought that's fine, I'm going to do DRS, and I joined the slipstream, and I made a move on Ocon, and I'm trying to see if I can get really ahead of him. I tried to make a little squeeze him on the apex, on the racing line, where he actually kind of just fall out of the track, but I had to give him some space, otherwise he will trash me out, and I do not want that to happen to me at all. I'm always very unlucky when it comes to that point, but Ocon actually tried to make a move on the inside, backed away, which is a good thing that he's done that, so I actually withdrew back down onto that racing line, and I had to defend as much as I can. I'm not bothered about losing time to the car ahead, so they are pretty much too quick for me anyway, so I'm just focused on trying to defend for P9 again. A span Ocon and Aston Martin. Aston Martin are the closest one to me from the top stick in the team. Ultron is the closest one to me to the P7 in construction, and Ultron and Aston Martin are above me in the performance is hard, and I'm kind of trying to see if I can take that as an advantage. And we got the old Porsche done into the pit, so he must have got some damage in the wing to this D right now. He's been chasing wing. On let's do a replay. I didn't find what was the cause of that damage, so it's a bit weird that he got that. I think he might have hit into whatever it was and had the minor damage or something. But back to my POV, I actually sneakily trying to pressure him into back to the way, but Ultron is very determined to stay ahead and tries to push through it, and he actually managed to pull that off, and we actually fast forward to all the way to lap 15 to after Ultron overtook me. It's been the same thing all the way through, where I'm stayed the P10 and Nick the Void actually overtook me as well, and it was just not that much to actually talk about in that one. But we on board with Charles Leclerc, and there's different with Charles Leclerc. He's in P3 and he's still pretty much like 20-25 seconds ahead of me right now, probably more or less a little bit, but he's still holding that P3, and he's pretty much dominating this race. Because once you pit, it's all top, you're P1, he's up to P3, you pretty much go back to P1 and you won as I did already. I'll be back to my POV, and I've just jumped up to P7, only due to while they pitting. But I just did this lap 15, I was thinking, should I pit to have my tyre change? But I was checking the weather instead, it's going to come in very steep, and I thought, no more, hold on to wait until that rain comes in so I can do it into my tyre, and actually managed to pull off that really clever strategy and, you know, get ahead of everybody that was in front of me. And we only to lap 16, we got Lando Norris and one of McLaren pitted, I believe it was Nick the Void that pitted, and it looks like Lando gonna go out and, you know, try it's easy to try to get back up there, and we backed onto my port ball, and behind it which we got Gasly, Perez and Carlos Sainz, and they are pretty much on the fresher tyre, and I'm still on medium, which is about almost 50% more now, and we got the tyre that's going to overtake me quite easily, and I'm not going to put too much fight into it, so there isn't any point to put fight for that, because I'm going to need time if I continue fighting, even I'm going to need time anyway for having a medium worn tyre. But I knew the race doing that, and I hope it will pay off at the end. So we're going to wait and see, but we was leave them in front, even with the other, I couldn't even catch up to them. So they are obviously in their slipstream, and they're much more quicker tyre than I am right now. Even though medium are hard to fetch, so they pretty much should go away with it anyway. So on P7 we got Hulkenberg and Ultron, who pitted for fetch a tyre as well. If you look at the bottom right corner, you just see the orange icon is like your tyre is absolutely worn. So in lap 18 we'll be going to lap 19. There's been multiple times where I'm thinking, should I pit? Because I'm still feel like the race really is going to come in anyway. But now we're on Ultron, it actually made me move on the inside. He actually tries and reached it, but there was a space for him to go through, but it wasn't just enough. Where Ultron tried to back away and tried again, and we got Ultron went out on the inside once again, and I backed away again for that the other succession point. But we got Lando Norris making a move, and it made a contact with me, and now I got broken wing due to Lando Norris, and I get the blame for that condition, and it was even my fault. I was at the racing line, I was in the correct way, but Lando kind of went into me, so I didn't feel like it was my fault. And right now, this thing is constant repeating, hitting behind Nick the Void, but the damage didn't really go that far anyway, so I got lucky with it. But unfortunately, I got this button penalty due to issue with the wing damage, and my tyre kind of really worn. It's in 70% area. I was like, right, you know what, I'm pitting right now. The way comes in anyway, it came in like a lap ago or 2 laps ago, and it wasn't enough for it to be into my tyre, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to pit, and I'm pitting for stop tyre, because we've got about 8 laps left, or 9 laps left, so I was like, right, you know what, I'm going to pit stop tyre, I think it should be alright. so pity for stop to the place to win, and I'm maybe coming out, I believe it might be coming out P15, P14, but that's still good because I can still have a chance to actually make a comeback to stop to obviously way faster than everybody else ahead of me. So we are come out in P16 with Logan Sargent and Nuki Tonona in front of me. We've got Tavi Macklin behind, but we will pull away from him anyway. His soft tires obviously clearly much more faster, and he's an Alpha Tauri who had a short point all season long. So this team actually quite close to Nuki and Sargent. So I'm like that. I'm going to take the opportunity to try and see if I can make a really good comeback. But I don't really think I'm going to be able to score points. By the time I got to the point, everyone already like 10 ahead of me. As you see, I'm now going for the move on the inside, my double overtake in one line of the stats though. And I managed to get both of them quite really easily and thanks to stop tire and really good comfortable transaction. But the word for it, but obviously really good lip, and I caught up to the Piastri, who was the P13, and I took that much more tighter turn, and I got the alert and everything, gone down by off the Piastri, and now I'll be overtaking them, so I have to make sure I'm really careful with how I do it. If I brake too fast, it is a little bit better right now, and you can have an actual play where you can go really too far with a braking point incorrectly. But I managed to get it just right. But then, to be honest, hadn't bothered me, or about a couple of laps now, hadn't bothered me that much. But we're on laps 23, we've got about 6-7 laps left, and we got Lancelot and Valtteri Bottas as we joined behind them now, and Lancelot nearly just whipped the car out, nearly had an accident with me, but then just got away with it. He managed to control it. Woo, that was lucky one for us, but if Lancelot spun that, I'm out of the road for sure, but luckily he kind of controlled it, and I now wanted to do like a tighter turn again, but it didn't work out. It overtook Piastri, and we should overtook Lancelot straight off that corner. I'm going for Valtteri Bottas the fighting left, go to the right, go for the move, and he tried to squeeze a little bit, but it was just enough for me to come through from that racing line. It was really like do smooth braking point for her, and now I'm going to go straight ahead, like. And I pulled away very easily to join the lap, and Charles Leclerc had took the line and he win the Abu Dhabi. 1-2 from the stage, it was Joe and Max Verstappen P3. So while sitting there and we on board with Lando Norris on the last lap, he made to move on Ocon, and Ocon made a comeback to Lando Norris. It's a bit undoubtful that he might be able to make a comeback. But Ocon is obviously still looking determined as ever, and Gasly's behind as well. But then Ocon still tries to hold that position or tries to overtake Lando Norris, but he did actually leading that. They quickly go for the boarding move onto the last corner where he can dive bomb. Can he do it? I don't really think he can. Yeah, he decided not to go for it. He decided to hold his car back and just be smart with it. And now I'm turning towards the line. And we finished in P11, back to where I actually started in lap 1. So it was a good race. It was could have done the strategy much better, but you know, I'm happy overall. P11, very happy for Alfa Romeo, so it's a good day for us.
That's it then, they've taken the win here as we wrap up another fantastic Formula One season. And talk to me, what do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
As you see, some fantastic day for the Mercedes, 1-2, and obviously Charles already won the championship back in Las Vegas, was it? So he pretty much just like, he got it really easy, got it in the bar, and Max Verstappen obviously dropped the P3, and the constructor standing, I think is not any close anymore, and I'm still, in a good position in terms of locking down the P7 a good achievement compared to last season. And the season before, we made a slow progression, and I'm hoping that going to season 4, I'll have a good race and a good season, and hopefully make a good push for the championship, hopefully. But right now, this team, we got Matt and Perez and Holtenberg and Nick the Free actually moved up quite well. Lando lost a little bit. Alton done up quite well. He lost it for that last lap, but he could have had the chance, but he didn't pull it off. And right now, we got Max Verstappen and Perez is quite slow, but pretty much no changes really. And I'm still ahead of Valtteri Bottas. I'm still on P13 with 19 points. So that's still really good achievement, and we got P7, we're still in P7 down car, and obviously both Alfa Romeo didn't really finish well anyway, but it's still quite a successful way to have done better for sure. I wish I can finish in points, I'm just like P9, P8 after I start that lap 1, but I'm still quite happy with how I finished it. It was unfortunate where I had penalty, but the penalty didn't really affect too much anyway, so I paused away from all the car behind. But we're going to end it here, and I'll see you in season 4. So thanks for watching, please like, subscribe to the notification bell on, and peace out.